Hey guys, welcome back to another video for Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the report that the Celtics are actively shopping their 3 first-round picks in attempts to move up in this year's draft. Before we start, per usual, like the video and subscribe to the channel. But something new I'm going to ask you guys to do is hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. That will turn on the post notifications. A lot of you guys don't follow me on different social medias, so you wouldn't know when I post a video, so that will allow you to know. Keep up to date with the most recent videos. But now let's get into the video. So, as said before, a report came out from Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer that said the Celtics are actively looking to shop their 3 first-round picks in attempt to move up in the draft, presumably for positional needs. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 most likely scenarios that fall into the realm of possibilities. Jumping into the first and most likely trade, in my opinion, packaging the 14th, 27th, and 30th pick for the New York Knicks' 8th pick in the draft. The goal here would be to draft Onyeka Okongwu, who I am very high on in this upcoming draft. He's a very solid player with a very high floor. He's an explosive athlete, 6'10" and still growing, a 7'1" wingspan, a 37-inch vertical, great rebounder and shot blocker, great in the pick and roll because of his size and ability in rim running, and a good free throw shooter, which is helpful when you're an explosive paint player who will be getting many calls. He is very quick on his feet and has the positional versatility that the Celtics love. He can get caught in a switch on any spot in the floor, but it wouldn't matter. He has shown he can stay with guards, forwards, and centers all the same, whether they are penetrating the lane or spacing on the perimeter. He has the defensive makings for a perennial all-defensive candidate. But not only will he be elite on defense right away, he is practically a more polished version of Robert Williams, with better IQ. No shot to rob, but Onyeka makes much smarter choices on the offensive and defensive end. You'll never see him bite at a fake. On the offensive end, his ability to rim run in one of the best pick-and-roll offenses is going to be key. He is very Adebayo-esque in his ability to sky over defenders no matter the size and throw it down in the PNR. He is the perfect player for the Celtics if they do indeed choose to draft. He gives them the rim protection and rebounding they need to be able to compete against the league's top bigs. Next up, we have Gordon Hayward, Carson Edwards, and the Celtics' 3 first-round picks for Derrick Rose and the 7th pick. This deal is based off of reports that apparently Gordon Hayward does not want to be a member of the Boston Celtics anymore, and is looking to leave for this upcoming season. With the sign-and trade, this deal could work for both sides. Gordon declines his $35 million player option, signs a 3-year, $60 million deal, and we trade him and our first-rounders for Rose and the 7th pick. With that pick, if we do not pick Onyeka, we should shoot for a possible star of the draft, Kira Lewis Jr. Kira, just like Rose, can be a massive spark off the bench. He can score efficiently at all 3 levels. He's elite with his dribble penetration, and that, coupled with his great passing ability and IQ, will free up the Celtics shooters. He could be a great addition to the team, and has potential to be one of the best offensive players of this draft. And his +4 wingspan gives him solid defensive capabilities that can be improved with any NBA training staff, let alone the Celtics. For the Pistons, they get a super solid player in Gordon Hayward, who is putting up 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists this season with the Celtics, on very good shooting numbers. People stopped paying attention to Gordon because he was the 4th option on the Celtics. But if you're a 4th option putting up those kind of numbers, imagine what you could be as a 1st or 2nd option on the Pistons. He can still be an all-star potential player. He just needs to stay healthy. And the Pistons get 3 first-round picks out of the deal, including a lottery pick. In the end, I think this is a win-win for both teams, because the Celtics get the bench production that they need, and the Pistons get some solid players and picks in return. And finally, the last possible trade, and in my opinion, the least likely trade, is sending Bradley Beal to the Celtics for Gordon Hayward, Romeo Langford, and 3 first-round picks. Just like the last deal, the Celtics would sign and trade Hayward on a 4-year, $90 million deal. This trade sends another bona fide scoring and playmaking superstar to the Celtics, allowing for a starting lineup of Kemba Walker, Bradley Beal, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and a combination of Daniel Tice and Robert Williams. Beal has been rumored to Boston before, and many think it's possible because of his friendship with Jason Tatum. However, overall, I don't think the Celtics would pull the trigger on this deal, because in reality, they just need complementary pieces to truly compete for a championship, not another star. Beal would just be another mouth to feed and in my opinion would take away from budding stars Jalen and Jason. In the end, I do think that the Wizards would be getting back enough in this deal. They get to keep their 9th pick in the draft and would still be getting 3 more first-round picks. Having the 9th, 14th, 26th, and 30th picks in the draft is excellent trade bait if you're trying to trade into the top 3 or even top 5. And they get a very solid player in Gordon Hayward, as said before, who can still be a very elite player, and I think he would complement John Wall very nicely. But I don't think the Celtics pulled the trigger on this deal. So in conclusion, personally, I believe that trading up for the Knicks pick and taking Onyeka Okongwu is the best possible move the Celtics could do, because it addresses the positional needs that we need now, and maybe in free agency we can go try to get some bench help. But for now, our big man problem is probably our biggest deficiency, and he could fix that with his excellent defense. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me down in the comments if you guys think that these are feasible trades or anything that you would change about them. And per usual, like the video, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and most importantly, have a good one.